need something snappy and
exactly.
Short.
We'll see. All right. Well, welcome everybody to yet to be named video series. My name is Ed, also known as the Dadhead. With me, I got my good friend, the mayor himself, Donnie Wise. I thought about not having you. Just let's be honest. Totally kidding, guys. My good friend, the mayor, he is also on one of our co-hosts on the show, the Dad Chronicle Sports Show, every Tuesday and Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. Just check it out, guys. Hit that subscribe button, so that way you don't miss it. All right, my friend. So here's some 5 questions for you, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. And this is how, we're going to get to know you as a baseball fan. As a lot of people already know who you are, right? Because you're part of our show. You have your content on your Off to Work hat, your Thirsty Thursday hat, so you got a lot of content going on, which I am loving, right? I'm very intrigued about what people think when I ask these questions. So they're very simple. So I want to start with the first one.
Okay.
When did you fall in love with the game of baseball?
It had to be an early age. Like, I've got memories of playing probably, I don't even think T-ball was was quite what it is today when I played. I mean, I can remember having wooden bats and having somebody
back in the early 1900s.
Exactly.
Sorry, guys. It's a joke. All right.
No, literally, 74 was when I played my first ball. I mean, I was 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
And,
really?
Yeah. So, between 74, right between 5 and 6.
Yeah.
And I've just always played baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I played Little League. I never really cared a lot about basketball. I played some football, Little League. But baseball was I always gravitated to baseball. The only time I really didn't play baseball was probably Pony League level. When I got to be about 14 or 15, kind of got it into some middle school. It's then you're into music and girls and sports was kind of
and baseball off it went.
Yeah, for at least rec league it was.
Right.
And then high school came around and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try out for the high school team and I played 3 years on the high school team, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So
nice.
But I've just always been a baseball fan. I don't know what it is. I think, I had uncles that played. My uncles played. I was the oldest grandchild on my dad's side of the family. And, on both sides of the family, actually, my mom and my dad's side of the family. So, I didn't really have anybody other than my uncles, to look up to as baseball players. And, I don't know. It just was always like all my friends played, and that was the thing we did. So it was just something that I fell in love with. I started collecting baseball cards as well, a little bit. I wasn't diehard into it till probably, 11 or 12 years old. I got into it a little bit more, but yeah, it's always been there. And
it's the one constant, huh?
Yeah, it just always has been that one sport that I've always loved it.
So have I. I don't know, and we both love football, right? We're very heavy, football fans. But I was talking to, because this is episode number 2. When I was talking to Virgil about it, is I love football, but football doesn't unite us the way that baseball does, especially with minor league baseball, how we all love minor league baseball. It really doesn't unite it like it does, right? Because you go to a baseball game, it's also to socialize, to meet people and hang out and
Absolutely.
all that. With football, you got to pay attention the whole time, and it's like you don't have that time to really socialize when it comes to that.
Yeah, there's nothing about it that's the same. Even playing football, I played football in high school. I played Little League football. And it was fun to get out there and play, but it wasn't like I looked forward to it, if you know what I mean. I was always ready for baseball season, for the spring. When it got to high school, it's February and stuff. It's cold, but you just looked forward to getting out there and throwing that ball and getting on that field and that everything about it.
Hits,
right? Yeah, it's like spring just is like everything blossoms new. And I guess because it's through the summer, you're outside and the weather's normally pretty good throughout. So it's one of those things that just playing a game of catch. We over the last few years we've gotten to follow some people that make a game of catch every day a thing. And I wish I could do that. I haven't got the dedication yet to do that, but I would love to try to find a way to do that someday and do my own like 365 days of catch, because there's nothing like just getting out and throwing the ball a little bit, just playing some catch.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Ethan, he's the one that, wrote the book on, catching 365, right? Like, he was catching a ball, playing catch or having a catch, however anybody wants to say, I don't really care, but, playing ball, right? Recently I told you this because like my daughter really has gotten, since I started playing sandlot baseball, she's really now getting into like having a catch. It's like, Daddy, let's go outside, play catch. I'm like, absolutely, baby girl, let's go. Right. Yeah. Just like one of those moments, just like you can have that and really enjoy that. Right.
Absolutely. And then when you get a little older, you get too old. Well, it was never too old for baseball, but too old to compete.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, I played adult league a couple of years. But, I was like 28 playing on a 30 and over league, and you could have 2 players under 30 on the team. Mm-hmm. But some of those guys, those are 30-year-old guys that maybe played some minor league ball, and now they're coaching baseball. And it's like they're still ultra competitive. And it was above my skill level at that point. But softball, I kind of gravitated to softball because it was kind of a version. And I loved playing softball. I probably played softball harder than I should have, because I dove for everything. I broke ribs probably diving for some balls. I know in the outfield stuff. It's like, and I'm whiny, but that's like in my 30s. I'm thinking I'm like 18 again, and it finally just got a little bit too old. And then last year I tried. I like what you're doing with the sandlot. I wish I could probably get out there and do something more like that too.
I'm sure there's a sandlot team somewhere in your area, dude.
Yeah, the guys that I got involved with last year, it was just like they needed some extra bodies on a Saturday. They'd get out there and be like, 10 guys on each team, and they'd bat 10 guys, play 9 in the field.
Yep.
I mean, and they were ages 20s to 70.
Yep.
So it's a lot. It was a lot of fun, but it was just like I played like 3 or 4 times because it was like, okay, they would need me to fill out, and then there might be 2 or 3 weeks go by that they didn't need me. I just want to get to where I'm playing with a group of people I can go out and play on a regular basis, but I've got to be able to schedule that too.
That's the thing too. But like here, one cool thing that they do with Sound Like Collective is that not only do they have games, the teams have games, and I've played with a couple of teams already as a fill-in, right, which I'm very thankful for, but also they have the open, right, and you can go in there every Saturday. There's no teams or anything. You go in how you want to, and you go out there and you play. Yeah. And I am having such a blast doing that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just because it's so much fun. So that's something that I'm truly enjoying doing now as a 43-year-old, right? Man, that just like kind of found the passion to play again.
Yeah.
Maybe in the fall I'll play some softball too. Who knows?
Right.
As we speak, I literally have a softball here in my hand. So, all right. So obviously, when you fell in love with the pin, here's our question number 2. Did I ask you question number 2 already? No, I haven't. All right, so here we go. How has baseball changed your life?
Oh,
that's a good one. I know. These are good questions to ask.
Yeah, I mean, my friends joke about the wealth of useless knowledge and trivia and stats and things like that I have rolling around in my head. A lot of that comes from baseball. Just I learned to keep a book in high school. Like I said, I said I was on the team for 3 years. I played off and on throughout 3 years, but I was mostly a scorekeeper on the team. I wasn't a great athlete, but I just enjoyed being out there and having fun.
And putting the jersey on, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So I enjoyed it. But just things like that, just like learning the strategy of it. That's the word I'm looking for. Strategy and like a chess game is what it's like to me. And that's the beauty to me of baseball is the strategy of all of it. When to switch pitchers. I think the analytics itself now to me is overkill.
Oh my God, same here.
Yeah, it's just way too much. The gut analytics is what I like.
Same
That's
here.
the old school.
Body language,
Yeah.
positioning, all of that. That's what I really love.
Yeah, and I see
Data.
that day in and day out. I see that like I can look at people. I would even when I used to hire people, I could read people a lot better because of watching baseball. Just
Same here.
seeing mannerisms, the way people kind of talked and handled themselves. You could kind of tell whether they were, going to be a goof off or if they were kind of going to be serious or whatever. Just baseball in general, it taught me. Rhonda says I'm not patient. Well, I'm not patient with incompetence, but I'm very patient with a lot of other things. And baseball taught me patience as well. Just, anything can happen. You just got to have patience. When I did coach Little League, she would be sitting in the stands and all the people would be jawing because we'd have a bad game or, we had a bad team the first couple of years. I coached Little League. And after the game, she's like, I can't believe those people were up there. Did you hear them? I'm like, I didn't hear anything. I didn't pay attention to anything outside the fence. Like, I just zoned out on that kind of stuff. And so baseball kind of taught me that too. It's like, okay, you can watch it, you can keep up with it, you can have a conversation, but you can still have multiple things going at one time.
Yep.
And that's 100%. A lot of what baseball is for me too.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's like, there's something to be said that as soon as you cross that line over to this field, and then you just like a lot of times you just kind of tune out everything else because it doesn't matter.
Right. It's just I could care less what people back there are yelling. I'm focused on what I'm
one of
trying
them
to do.
too. Like I'm one of those fans. I'm like, dude, what are you, an idiot? Right.
I do that now. I yell at the umpires at the Fireflies games from our table up there, and Ron is just like, stop it. And I'm like, but that was a horrible call. And it's like there's times I want to get up and go all the way down the steps to the net and just do it down there. Just go down there closer and chew out the umpire.
Like, hey, you ding dong, come on now, really?
Like, really, come on.
Right, exactly. I'm with you there. Like, I do the same thing too. But at the same time, it's like these are paid players, right? In Little League, this is a little bit different, man. Like, we got to chill out with the Little League, stuff. Like these parents, like, dude, if you're gonna jaw, I'm gonna kick you out because I can't have that.
Yeah. I had a parent that was pulling his kid off of the field because we were getting beat something, I don't know, it was probably 11 or 12 to nothing or something like that. And his son comes running in from left field and he comes running across the infield. I'm like, what are you doing? And all of a sudden behind me, I hear, we're leaving. And I turn around, I'm like, what do you mean you're leaving? If he leaves, then we have to forfeit. He's like, I don't care. Y'all are losing this game anyway. I said, well, that's a great lesson to teach your child to just be a quitter. And then he wanted to jaw at me about that. And I'm like, hey, it is what it is. You're teaching him just to be a quitter instead of sticking it out, taking your lumps, and learning from it and coming back better.
And that's what there's like. This one of those things. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I hate when people everybody gets a trophy. No, not everybody should be getting a trophy. No, like
exactly.
Prime example, and this is a total tangent. My daughter a couple of weeks ago did not get a medal because she didn't participate. Right, she got upset, and I said, "Baby girl, but you didn't get to do the move that you were supposed to do in order to get the medal." And I was like, what does that mean? That means that, yes, you didn't get it now, but that means that now you have to work harder to achieve that goal. Once you achieve that goal, then you'll get that medal. And she was like, but everybody's getting a medal. It's like, just because everybody got it doesn't mean that you have to get it. Right.
Yeah, the whole thing about that, I mean, just all participation, it's like, I understand to a certain level in certain levels of sports, you want to make sure everybody plays, everybody gets, but at some point you have to get to the point where if you're not good enough, you're not going to play, and that just should force you to try and be better at it.
Yep.
There's a lot of kids that go out there just because their parents make them.
Yeah.
And they don't really want to be there, but they're doing it, and then they sometimes you have to kind of help push that kid to learn to want to do it, and then you've got to find those ones that don't want to do it and don't want to be there. They're just bringing everybody else down too.
Agreed.
And parents are like, yeah, but everybody should. No, everybody shouldn't.
No, not everybody should. Absolutely. All right. Question number 3. Give me a couple of your baseball memories, like your favorite baseball memories.
From playing or just in general?
In general, anything? This is an open question.
I mean, one of the one of the biggest memories I have as far as coaching when I did coach Little League, and it probably wasn't my best moment, but we were playing for the backstory a little bit. So the first round of the state playoffs for this team we had a couple of kids that a handful of kids actually that went on to pitch college baseball. One that was drafted out of college by the Nationals, and at this point they were like 13, 14-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to the state tournament, playing down in Florence. I mean, our team was stacked. We go down there and we get beat like 13 to something. I forget what the numbers were, but like 13-1, 13-2 in the first game of this tournament. So we're dropped into the losers bracket, and we battle back, win. We had a kid that threw a knuckleball like you wouldn't believe for a 13, 14-year-old kid. And we get to the one game from going to the championship to play for the championship out of the losers bracket, and a call at home plate. Kid was clearly out. Umpire called him safe. We lose the game. I turned around. I was keeping book. It was me and two other coaches. So we had the head coach, assistant coaches. I was the one keeping the book. I had the clipboard, the plexiglass clipboard. I just slammed it on the bench and broke it in half. I was so mad, but I was more like upset for the kids. It wasn't mad because I was mad at the guy making the call. I was mad that call ended these kids' season. And it just tore me up.
They did everything right.
They did everything right. Made a great play. The catcher made a great play, and clearly was out, and the umpire missed it. And it's just one of those things. There's no review in Little League.
No,
it is what it is, and you move on. So I mean that was probably one of the memories that has stuck with me over the years as far as coaching ball is concerned. As far as like playing. Can't really think specifically of anything. I mean, I know there's probably something if I thought a little longer about it with high school or Little League that would come to mind. As far as like as an adult, Ron and I going to the World Series in '96. I mean, that's a memory that's fantastic. Just finally seeing the team that I rooted for win a World Series game.
I'm still waiting for that World Series win. But
I'm not trying to rub it in, but that's just a memory that sticks with me. That I'm exactly.
No. Obviously, yeah. Listen, you grew up a Yankees fan, and you want to see your team win the championship. Absolutely, as you should.
And going back before that, I mean, '94, I went to spring training. Ron and I went to Fort Lauderdale for spring training, and I saw Chipper Jones blow his knee out running to first base, which delayed his whole rookie season by a year. We were there when that happened. I mean, it's just one of those things like most people wouldn't remember that or know about that. But if I say that
it's Chipper Jones.
Yeah. If you go back and look at when Chipper Jones, first came up with the Braves, if you look at his history and you see that, he in the spring training game blew his knee out, had to have surgery, and delayed his whole start to his career by a full year. I was there that night when that happened. It was just crazy to see it happen. And getting to see Michael Jordan play baseball. I mean, that was such a small window of time.
But from all accounts, I guess he was really good.
He was. He played right field. We had seats in the stands in Fort Lauderdale in the right field side behind the bullpen. And it really was kind of cool to watch him play. See him get in at bat, get on. I think he got on base if I remember right. And just seeing him play defensively in the outfield for a handful of innings. It's really neat to have seen. I never saw Michael Jordan play basketball in person, but I saw him play baseball in a spring training. That's wild.
Game. That's pretty cool. That's the coolest thing. I never saw him play basketball in person.
Right.
But I guarantee you I saw him in playing baseball in person. And that's a cool that's a cool memory, man. That's a cool memory.
So stuff like that, those are probably some of the more specific ones I can think of right now.
Absolutely. Okay. Here's question number 4. Give me a couple of your baseball traditions or rituals.
I don't know if I had too many specifically.
You got to have at least one.
I don't know. I honestly can't think of anything
Really?
specifically that I would have done as a ritual. I mean, I'm sure I probably had something back then. I mean, I didn't wear
Even
this.
now, like I mean,
Yeah,
we're all superstitious. Let's be honest. Like when it comes to the game of baseball, we're all superstitious. Like I know that, like if I have my jersey on and everything, I'm watching a game in the playoffs, and they lose that game, I'm taking that thing off. I'm taking it
yeah.
off. I know this is embarrassing to say. I'm taking that sucker off, and I'm not wearing it again until they win a game.
I guess in some ways I mean, yeah, like with Clemson, I will wear, I try to wear the same hat that they're wearing, which doesn't always work. I wish teams, it's not even just with Clemson, with the Fireflies, with anybody. I wish they would put out that day what the uniform was that the team was wearing. If you're a fan of a team, especially if I go to a game and I've got a handful of different jerseys, I've got pretty much all the hats that they wear. I hate showing up wearing one hat and they're wearing a different hat. I mean, that's a little bit of a superstitious thing, I guess, in a way.
That's interesting.
Because
really,
it's just one of those weird things. It's like, man, why did they not put out there what outfits they're wearing, what hats they're wearing, or whatever? Just like a uniform tracker. Like this is what we're wearing today. The football team sometimes does it for Clemson.
Right. Football teams that do it. I know some professional football teams do it. Some professional baseball teams do it, like in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
But not in minor league baseball. You're right.
Yeah. So like on Saturdays, I know Clemson's on the road where they're going to wear white. So I always joke to Rhonda, if it's an away game, we're wearing white. I wear a white shirt. I wear a white hat. I don't wear orange and purple stuff. I know the military game is purple. I know everything else is pretty much orange. So I kind of have that down with football. Baseball is different because they play so many different days and they have different colors for different days and things like that. That's the one thing that probably drives me crazy, superstition wise, is I want to wear the hat they're wearing. If I go to a Fireflies game and they're wearing one thing and I'm wearing a different thing, it just bugs me. It really does.
I was like, can you just guys tell me, please? Just tell me. Send me a text message and then I'll
Exactly.
I like that.
But like when I was growing up, I mean, I was probably very particular about the stirrups. I had to have them a certain way. I mean, kids these days don't really wear them too much. Although Eric posted a picture the other day of Zach and his summer team, and he had the stirrups like outside of his shoes, just hanging by the Achilles on both of his legs. I mean, just the fact that the kids that age today were wearing stirrups, is cool to me because most kids don't.
Yeah, some of them don't actually wear the traditional stirrups. They actually wear the socks that look like stirrups.
Right, and this one was actual stirrups. I mean, you could see.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Eric's kid, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, last question, my friend. So why baseball?
Why not? I mean, it's that age-old thing. It's like baseball's a beautiful game. It's we've talked about some of the things that they've done that we thought were going to ruin it, and I guess in hindsight they haven't really ruined it.
Yeah,
I think they could tweak it a little bit more.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree.
We've always said the pitch clock. I even told Ben that the other night. I'm like, wish they just add like 4 or 5 seconds to each of the parameters of the pitch clock. That still would be a shorter game, but I mean, we had a game that was an hour and 59 minutes this week. Like, come on, if that was 225, what's the difference?
We're in the ADD generation, man.
Exactly.
Whether we like it or not, that's where we're at.
But again, I love the strategy of the game. I love the flow. I hate the fact that they go specifically just to analytics. Like I hate like, okay, I'm gonna bring this pitcher in just to pitch to this one batter or these couple of batters, and then he's done or whatever. It's like, come on, you got to have a better gut feel for the game.
I agree. I 100% agree with you there, man. Like that drives me up a wall.
Yeah. But you said, baseball, you don't have to constantly pay attention to keep up with it.
Yep.
You can you might miss like, how did that guy get to third or whatever. But overall, you can enjoy a game. You can enjoy being out there and kind of keep up with what's going on and socialize and enjoy just being around friends and hanging out. You can't do that with other sports. You're not going to go to a basketball game unless you're that idiot that sits there and talks the entire time and doesn't pay attention to the game.
Yeah. There's certain sports you just can't do that.
Right.
Hockey, you can't do that in hockey.
There were some guys at a hockey game a few weeks back, one of the playoff games, sitting behind me and Rhonda. They were talking about how they were cooking their steaks or whatever. What this one guy does to marinate.
What?
They spent the whole time talking about their social life and things that they do and hardly even paying attention to the game itself. I'm like, why are you even here? With hockey, with basketball, with football, if you're not there to watch the game, you might as well not be there. Yeah, you might as well go to the bar.
Yeah.
But baseball is one of those that it's actually the opposite at the stadium than it is. Like, you can sit at home and you could talk about anything and not even really pay attention. The announcers, you can hear them explaining what's going on.
Yeah.
But at a baseball game, you can still sit there and you can just like pitch by pitch kind of keep an eye on what's going on and still have a conversation going about something else. But you're still involved in the game.
Yep,
you still follow it. You're still part of it. And just the sounds of it, every time there's a pop fly, everybody's looking for where it's at and is it coming to you? And if it is, then there's the scramble for it, those kind of things. It's just, this baseball is just, to me, it's just the best game. I mean, I think it says it right up here. It's like baseball was, is, and always will be the best game in the world. It really will be.
And it's still America's pastime. I don't care what anybody says to me. I don't want to hear about football and all that. It's not America's pastime. This, to me, is still baseball will be synonymous with apple pie.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly.
Donnie, my friend, thank you so much for answering my questions. I greatly appreciate that. Where can people find you on the socials, my friend?
I am at WiseDRJR, Instagram, Twitter, Threads. Not so much on the Blue Sky. I've never really I don't know. I don't know about you, but I tried to stick with it. I don't know. It's just not a thing really. But anyway.
I'm trying, but it's not.
It's not really taking hold for me. No. But mostly my Twitter and Instagram. Instagram's somewhat personal stuff and sports related, but Twitter's where, like you said earlier, my hat of the day that I do, whether it's off to work or Thursday or whatever Wednesday. I kind of trying to come up with a different little name for each one, depending on whether it's a work day or not.
I appreciate
that kind of thing. Yeah. Just to showcase all my hats because I got too many.
Same here. And then obviously you guys can find me on all socials. I am the Dad Hat 216. That is my the sign on for all of my socials. I am on Blue Sky, not a whole lot. Threads is where I spend some. Is Threads, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. So you can find me there. We will. Make sure that you guys are tuning in every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The DHC Sports Show. It's a lot of fun. We talk baseball in all sports right now. We are in the middle of baseball season, right? So we are talking mostly baseball, but we also touch on football and all that. Make sure that you guys are catching it because we are doing an amazing tournament on alternate identities at the time of this recording. So check it out. Again, on just look for the Dad Hat Chronicles. We will see you guys on the next episode.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the Curved Brim Media Network. Here are some of the other members of Curved Brim Media.
Hi, this is Kelly Robinson, the Minor League Nerd. My YouTube channel explores the history of minor league baseball teams. More than just stats, we delve into team lineage, sharing stories from current franchises to obscure one-year wonders.
I'm Paul Caputo, and on the Baseball by Design podcast, I talk to minor league baseball teams, designers, and other super interesting people about what these minor league baseball logos mean, and I talk a little bit about ice cream helmets.
What's up, Bucketheads? I'm Anna DiTomaso, and each week on the Baseball Bucket List podcast, I speak with a different fan about their favorite baseball memories, what the game means to them, and what's left to check off on their baseball bucket list.
Hey everyone, it's Eric from the great state of Kansas.
This is Johnny from the New Orleans Baby Cakes Memorial Museum.
And we are the Earn Fun Average Podcast,
where we talk to a variety of guests about their love of baseball and have fun doing it.
America, lower your standards.
Average is what we do best.
This is Patrick
and Corey
of BaseballMapper.com, and we have made an interactive map to help highlight all baseball teams from the majors down to collegiate summer leagues.
We want to bring you closer to baseball, so get on the site and find a team near you today.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Larson from the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series, and in every episode I go through the history of minor league teams through my personal collection of hats. You can find me on Twitter at @PatLarson1. I hope you guys enjoy.
Learn more about Curve Brim Media at curvebremmedia.com.